as me being an elder, most of my people respect me as an elder because they see the credibility of love, forgiveness, understanding in me. And it's when you grow up in a world like you grow up into now, like when I was growing up, I had a lot of persecution, a lot of racist comments made to me. And if I was to go and live that for the rest of my life, I will be no one. I've got to put that behind me and say to my young ones, you are a person. Your name might be Jack, Bill or Harry. Look after Jack, Bill and Harry. And if people call you names, you feel sorry for them. Don't take it on your shoulder and start going down to their level. You've got to build yourself up to be a wonderful person, and you'll have respect for yourself. And that's what I had when I was growing up. I could be now hating people for the persecution that I've been through. I could be committing murder for the persecution that I went through. But no, I listened to my mum, who was an elder, and she told me, forgive, love them people. Now there is a story, one little story that I've got to share with you, and I hope you take it on board. My mum was taken away, and my dad, to a mission up in Marybank. They fell in love in the mission. They ran away to Narrogin. While Mum and Dad was up in Narrogin, Mum fell pregnant for a child. Dad was shearing, and one day the welfare came and found them. They hunted them down like dogs and found them. They took my mum back to the mission with Dad. Before they did, they shot their dog at the camp in Narrogin. When they got back to the mission, they stripped my mum with not a stitch on her, and she was pregnant. They leaned her over a child bag. The superintendent flogged her with a stock whip, a little short stock whip. And this is the story that she was telling me and my brother. Now what I'm going to tell you, sit down. Don't get angry. So I sat there and listened to her. She said, from the flogging of the whip, I gave birth to my baby. It fell to the ground and it died. They picked me up, took me to this little place they called a morgue, where they used to put dead bodies in, and laid me on the cold slab. And there was a little window. I looked out. The superintendent walked in there and he said to me, you all right? And she said, no, where is my baby? He said, have a look at the window, you black bitch. The dog was chewing it up. And she passed out. They picked her up. After she came to, they walked her to the clay prison in the middle of the mission and threw her on top of my father and her dad. And she was bleeding. My grandfather took his shirt off and wrapped it around my mum's body to stop her from bleeding. And she was still crying to find out where her baby. From all that, that woman said to my brother and I, Simmer, Wiki, whatever you do, my darlings, don't hate the original brothers, because there's good and bad in everyone. You look after yourself. And how can... My brother was angry. He got up, he said, I'm going to kill every Wegener. And Mum said, no, sit down and let me talk to you. And she calmed him down, and he was the most wonderful son that she can ever have. We forgave them people. We still go on forgiving them. That's the pain that I've got to live for now. But I know for facts his soul is in heaven.